Good morning. It's a lovely sunny day. We're approaching the middle of November now. You can definitely feel it now. It's feeling quite wintry really, but my leek border is continuing to give. 3 nice little leeks. They're just smallish. I don't know how people grow these huge vast ones, but anyway, I'm happy with them. These leeks are just going to sit here all winter. I'll be taking out the bigger ones, and I'm hoping that when it gets to spring, all the very small ones will take on a growth spurt before I have to clear the border to put something else in at springtime. But yeah, this is my first border in the allotment. Been very productive this year. I've had potatoes out of it. Now I'm getting the leeks. I've also got kale and chard and what have you, and beetroot in there today. I think I'll get some of that now as well. That's a potato I've just found there, nibbled and eaten. I'll tell you the tale about the potatoes shortly. This big raised bed here, it's just fallen to pieces. The sides just completely rotted and come away. Not to worry though, because the intention is to take this border out anyway shortly. Doing a bit of a revamp. Oh, the wind. It's a proper blight up here, especially when you're trying to make a video. Anyway, I've got red cabbages in this border. I've had a few out. I think that one. The rest are just very small heads, but they're edible. We'll take them out pretty soon and get this border completely knocked out and redo things a bit, tidy things up, get rid of this rotten wood. The onion sets are all doing beautifully. I've covered them up so the birds can't pull them out. You do a little bit of weeding in there, but it's not too bad. And this is the garlic. It's doing fantastically. As you can see, it's really shot up, I think a lot more than usual, because we've had a lot of mild weather, so it'll be all right once the cold weather comes, I'm sure. Never had a problem before with it overwintering, and it's meant to do that after all. But yeah, pleased with this. All looks good, healthy. It's all come up. The broad beans are still doing well. Haven't been eaten by anything. All come up. They're a bit crowded, but I'm not going to thin them out just yet. I think I'll probably wait till the spring actually, because you never know what's going to get eaten or succumb to the weather or whatever. So I'll leave them crowded until spring when they're really going to shoot away, and then I'll thin them out at that point. This is the little border where I had planted some late potatoes to see if we could get some December potatoes. That's the sum total of my crop. We came up yesterday and I'll put in the little clips of what happened there. So the rat's been eating the potatoes and digging them up. I presume it's a rat. So I'm just going to dig the whole lot up now, otherwise we'll just lose them all. They're all like eaten under the ground. Well, I've dug up the what's the verb? I've dug up the potatoes. Some of these eaten. I think I've got one decent potato out of that. I mean, there wasn't a lot anyway, but that's a decent size. But then on the other side, it's all been chewed through. Under the ground, that was. Now, I thought it was rats because there was a few potatoes on the ground outside, and there's been a hole dug, and the potatoes have been pulled out. But why would it be eaten under the ground? That's a bit of a mystery to me. Anyway, yeah, a fail, a bit sad. If whatever this is hadn't eaten these, I would have had a couple of meals worth of potatoes out of those. They were the potatoes that I planted late, to see if I could get a second crop leading up to Christmas. But yeah, it would have worked if it hadn't been for the critter. Yesterday I came up and emptied this compost completely out and dumped it into the other one. Neither of them are quite finished, but I've just piled them up. We don't need the compost until the spring, so by the time spring comes, I'm sure this big load will be ready. And the aim is now to get this one filled up, put a few little leaves and what have you in. Yesterday to get it started, but yeah, that's the ambition today. Later on, see what I can find. I just usually go about the fields, and the road into the allotments has lots of leaves on, so I go and get them as well and put them in there. The New Zealand yams are doing just fine. We had a light frost the other night, which according to my calculations is very early, because it says on the internet that we shouldn't get a frost until the 10th of December. However, it was a light frost, and I did wonder how these would do. With New Zealand yams, you wait until 3 weeks after the first heavy frost, and it kills the plants right back, as it does for any plant. And I did wonder if these would start. but they didn't. They're absolutely fine. The frosts never harmed them at all. So if you see these fleshy stems here, they're thick and like a succulent almost. When the frost gets them, all the kind of juices from this, apparently they say, go back down into the tubers under the ground, and that's what fills them out. Yeah, the yams, which are, you know, they can vary from tiny to a bit bigger, they don't start to swell up until after the plant has been hit by the frost, and all these juices from these juicy stems goes back down into them. So that's basically what I'm waiting for with these. This next couple of borders are really a bit of a mess, but they're just kind of filled with a mixture of leeks and kales, broccolis and cabbages. They're both the same, and I can't sort them out because I can't harvest the stuff yet. It's just not ready. Got some winter cabbages there and lots of leeks. Just everything stuck in wherever I could find room. When I needed to plant them out, so it was an issue with this allotment. I don't have a lot of room and I've just got to make the best of it. Doesn't make for a tidy allotment often though. The thing I'm currently most excited about in the allotment is this line of Swedes. I've never grown Swedes very successfully before. They're usually just small and get pretty nibbled by whatever, and I have managed to grow some this year. They're not brilliant, I have to say. I mean, how they get them this size, I just can't seem to do it. I've fed these, I've tried to care for them. Still, they are grown and they're an okay size. I'll show you. My little Swedes, I'm so happy about them. There's a one. Oh, see all the flies. Can you see that on the camera? I don't know what they are all about. Millions of them all falling off. Anyway, that's me Swede. It's probably the nicest one. Still pretty small. I'm hoping it'll grow more. Let's see what else I've got. I've got these two. As I see, I mean, they're really not very big, are they? But I grew them myself. So there's still a fair bit going on at the allotment, as you see. I'm still taking food home. There's really quite a lot of work to be keeping us going over the winter, what with reorganising beds and making compost and all of the rest of it. Just got to hope the weather stays clement, haven't we? Catch you next time. Bye.